Stats.
Wow, it's quiet in here. Hey, let's raise a little hell, and this is a great day. Shoot. Our guys have talked to him. We were supposed to get on the bus and head out right now. They're talking me into staying another night. I wonder why. Sorry, we're in New Orleans. I wonder why. Jeez.
All right. Thanks everyone for attending. Coach, we'll start with opening statement, then we'll open up for questions.
Yeah, I've done this a long time, and one of the most improbable games that I've ever been part of. When you have, the turnovers that we had, and they didn't have any. They played a clean game, and our guys kept battling. This is what they've done all year. We've had a lot of close games. We won most of them, lost a couple of them, but they never panicked. They got a great attitude. They got a hard edge about them, and they kept playing all the way to the end. And even a guy like Zion, it doesn't make a play here and there, and then something won't go wrong. He doesn't go in the tank. And the competitiveness of our guys, the ability to then believe in what we're doing, is really fun to watch. And I'm blessed to be their coach, and really proud of the players, proud of our staff, and we had a great turnout too. I'm really proud of our crowd. I mean, our folks drove a long way, and I'm sure they're having fun right now downtown, and they should.
All right. Ellie has the microphone, guys. Again, please silence your cell phones here as we get started with the question and answer portion. Please state your name and affiliation and make clear you're the intended recipient of your question.
Jalen Cooper from Sideline Sports. This is for Ron Wiggins. How much does it help your game when you have such a deep running back room and very capable mobile quarterbacks to lighten the load?
So with a deep running back room is a lot of talent, and so every day we come to work, we work hard, we compete, and we just help each other get better throughout the week, throughout the year, and we just work. And with the running quarterback situation, all of our quarterbacks can run, so with that, you got to key on us or you're going to key on the quarterback, so you just got to pick your poison with that.
To Ron and then Zion, for someone that hasn't seen your offense, you guys ran 109 plays today. How would you describe just kind of what you put out there on the field when it comes to that fast-paced offense?
Like Coach Woodrow said, next play, so whenever stuff don't go right, you don't worry about the last play, you just worry about what's ahead, the next play. So, you just keep the main thing, just focus on what's in front of you.
109 plays is crazy. But from the simple fact, man, we go so fast, they gotta keep up. It's just a fact matter if they're gonna be able to get lined up, get set up, and be able to be ready to play ball when we snap the ball. So that's just how we look at it.
Right here. Next.
Tyler Waldrop, Madison Star. Larry, you had a sack there at the end of regulation. Could you just talk to me about what you saw on that play and how good it felt just to get that big pivotal stop?
It felt very good. I just seen like a 5-on-5 look, so I knew I had like a man-on-man. They had to slide it either way, so I knew either me or Quay Drake was coming free. As soon as I seen that hole depart, this is something I've been waiting on forever, so I got to capitalize on that moment.
Coach Rodriguez, Caleb Williams of College Sports. Knowing your experience in the up-tempo game, what you've done your whole career, was there a special emphasis for this game with not letting the tempo up, or did it just feel like something that happened naturally as the game went on?
Yeah, well, that's kind of the world we live in. Our guys will tell you it's every day, the tempo. It's part of who we are, who we will be, who we're going to go do going forward. But 109 is a lot. It just makes me think. I saw something the other day. I have so much respect for teachers, and I saw where part of the problem with teachers nowadays is decision fatigue. But, they got to make so many decisions during the day, especially if you got grade school kids. Well, I called 109 plays plus a couple for penalties. I got decision fatigue right now. But it came out right, so I'll enjoy the fatigueness. But our guys, part of what we believe is that conditioning is always a factor. If we get them play at our pace and our tempo, and these guys will tell you, the way we practice, our tempo is it helps them get in shape, and I think it showed tonight. Today.
We don't slow down for nobody.
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 Yeah, this is for Coach Rodriguez. Brett Martell with Associated Press. Welcome back to Superdome, where I know you've had a lot of good wins quite a while back. So you mentioned the improbability of this, and maybe tempo and pace has something to do with this mold-breaking game, but I know I've heard so many coaches say over the year that you simply cannot win a football game when you're -4 in turnovers, and 3 of them are run back for touchdowns. So you've kind of destroyed the credibility of all those coaches, or?
Well, my son Red over there, who's brilliant, by the way, but smarter and more mature than I am. But anyway, he said I don't know if it's ever happened where a team has given up 21 points on turnovers, and the other team didn't have one at all, and yet you still won. And you guys could probably look that up, and it is improbable. But even when they scored, it never got too far behind. But even if we did, I don't think our guys would have panicked. We were in a lot more dire situations than a couple other games this year, and we came back to win. So it was just a matter for us just to calm down and just execute. But we didn't want to ease up with it. Natural tendency is, I think, you're going fast, and maybe you're having a couple bad plays. Oh, let's slow down, and that ain't who we are, and that's never who we're going to be. We're going to go faster and then just adjust to that.
Raymond Parks with ESPN 1037 Lafayette. Coach, they go down, score, they feel like they're in control of the ball game, but listen to you speak and how you guys carry themselves. You guys probably felt immensely confident that you guys could march down the field and force overtime, right?
Yeah, and
not
it
only
was
for yourself, but for
a
your offensive
2-minute
players.
drill to us is like an eternity. A 1-minute drill is like, that's pushing it a little bit. But it's, it wasn't like, there were times that was, 2-minute drill, I'm like, we want to score slower and not give them any time left. So our guys, again, that's probably different for a team that's not up tempo when you get behind and into half in the game. But for us, we're that's our world, and we're comfortable in doing that. And I felt good then, and I'm sure Zion did. He was a little banged up. He got a little shin, and they X-rayed it, and it wasn't broke. So, and I think as when he got back in, the juices started to flow and he started running a bit. But he could still throw, and for him and Logan both, they both got nicked up a little bit, and both battled while they were in there.
Zion, Joe Medley, East Alabama Sports Today. Zion, just to come back in and lead that drive as your, kind of the capper of your career. What does that mean to you?
It's amazing just to leave a mark on the team. I guess just for myself, I left a legacy, I believe. It's my stamp on my career.
Josh with the Anderson Star, Garrison, just before that field goal, what was going through your mind? And just tell me about that celebration. And Coach, can you just tell me a little bit about Garrison and just that moment in your mind as well?
Well, before there's a picture of me on ESPN with my head against the wall, just like I was just breathing, and I was just trying to tell myself, you prepared for this. All the hours outside of practice, all the hours in practice. Been doing a lot, and my teammates, they put me in the position to win, and I made it happen. I prepared for this, so.
He might not have been nervous, but I was nervous as hell. It wasn't because it was him; it was just because of the situation, But what a clutch thing to come, do what he did, and he was solid all day. But when its pressure was on right there, I don't care what the distance is, where the ball's at. I mean, he's got to execute it, and he made history today.
Coach Rodriguez, right here. You, obviously, when you were here as an offensive coordinator at Tulane, you made history with them. To make history in the same building and in the same city with this program, does it carry a special meaning for you that it's here?
Oh, it does. We spent 2 years here and loved it. Had a great time at Tulane, and I remember our last game against La Tech. I think it was Louisiana Tech, and Sean King just went off and had like 10 touchdowns and 11 possessions or something. It was just and the dome was filled. And it was just a great atmosphere, and we've always felt this was a special place. Got great people, great food, great hospitality. The bowl, I'm going to say that right here. I've been to a bunch of bowls, and these guys, a lot of them was their first one. But you couldn't have been, more hospitable. The folks, everybody associated with New Orleans Bowl, they let our players have some time. They had some great functions. It was just well run, well organized, and a great experience. For most of our guys, it was the first bowl, and I wanted them to enjoy the experience. But the best way to enjoy it is to win, right? And so we capped off a great week with a great day.
Coach, Brian Hancock, WTL FM 91.5 here in the city of New Orleans. I want you to just reflect for a second. 25 years ago, you were here as the offensive coordinator at Tulane. You thought you were going to get that job at Tulane as the head coach. 9 years later, you were supposed, it was a line like West Virginia's like, oh my God, West Virginia's going to go to the BCS title game, play LSU. 16 years later, you took a program to their first bowl game. And not only did you do that, you won. And when Garrison's kick went through that upright, what was going through your mind? I want you to just think back.
Well, thank you for bringing it up. Was it that many years ago? I was 16 at the time. I can tell you. But the first thing, it sounds crazy, when they went in, I'm like, that's going to make this 6-hour bus ride a hell of a lot better, you know? So that was the first thing. And then also, the truth was, you know, there's nothing better than a winning locker room, and these guys will tell you they enjoy it. But you really want your seniors who have achieved so much in their careers in the last couple of years to leave on the highest note. And when the ball goes through the uprights and we're winning, I said, these guys get to celebrate on the field with a stage, with a bowl championship T-shirt, a bowl championship hat, and say they were the first, as you mentioned, the first to do something. That's special. That never can be taken away from them, and they've earned it. You know, we've coached them hard, and we don't shy away from telling them we're going to have earned success. We're going to have a hard edge. We're going to coach them hard. We're going to have a culture that maybe isn't for everybody, unless you're the person that wants great teammates and you want the staff that's going to get the most out of you. And I know that's a long answer to your question, but you know, this place will always be special to my family and I because of the time we spent here at Tulane. I don't even reflect back too much on not getting that job because things happen for a reason and they happen for a reason. We were supposed to play in the Sugar Bowl down here in 2005, I think it was. And they had, unfortunately, the hurricane. We wound up playing Georgia up in Atlanta in their stadium. And that would have been nice. But, you know, there's every experience that I've had in coaching, I've been blessed to be around not only a great family, but great players. And these guys had something to prove all year, and I think they did it again today.
Coach, this is for you and Zion. Over the last 2 years, the word adversity has been used a lot in the short time you've been here with the ASUN and then, you know, you guys doing so well and then jumping over to another conference. I know this is a national stage right now, but what does it mean throughout the adversity? I want to ask Zion, too, who's been here a while, what this means right now.
Yeah, go ahead. Zion, go first.
To me or the program?
To you and just everything from the last couple of years and people doubting you guys and with ASUN last year, not with the rings and everything.
I mean, it means a lot. Just having the opportunity to showcase a lot of guys, man. They didn't have opportunity in FCS to go play big teams like this, so and big ball games like this. So I mean, it's great to us, man, just to have the opportunity.
And I'll speak personally from Zion. He plays the hardest position in sports. And I'm not always the easiest on quarterbacks, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, we just let it happen. I mean, there's times a day I was like, he didn't want to hear what I was saying. But he takes every bit of what we're hard coaching and he learns from it. And he's done that for 2 years. And not everybody can do that. But Zion is a great competitor will. A great competitor will absorb everything that's being told to him and try to get it so he can be better. And that's what he is. More than anything else, he's a competitor. And he took the butt chewings, he took the praise, and he still kept fighting and fighting. And then he did that this whole game, and it was a big reason why we won the thing.
Tim Berthelot, WLAE. Coach, hey man, congratulations. Good to see it. Everybody's asked you the questions about Tulane and about the old days that I wanted to ask you, but everybody who saw you back in the old days here at Tulane knew how hard you were on Sean King to make him the quarterback as he is. So I don't know if you've discussed that with Zion, but compare your coaching Zion to what he is today to how you coached and developed Sean King to what he became.
Yeah, very similar. First off, they have the talent. You know, you wouldn't be frustrated and yell at them if you thought they didn't have the talent. So they both have the talent. They're very similar skill sets. And Sean and Sean bought in it completely. You know, it took a while. You know, it took a lot of hard coaching and wanted to do it the same way with Zion. Zion's a talented guy. Now he's had a long career and he's had some unfortunate injuries. You know, but to finish it the way he did, you know, he's a talented guy. But mentally, it takes a hard edge. It takes a guy that's mentally tough to take, you know, all the adversity, to take hard coaching and get better from it. And that's probably what I'm most proud of Zion. That's what I was most proud of Sean Sean King as well, and Zion was the same way.
Jared.
Coach Jared Paul Joseph, WGNO. Going back on the play calling, where does 109 rank for your most plays called in a single game?
You know, that's a good question. We've had a couple triple overtime games way back in the day, and we probably may have surpassed that, but I don't think we had one this year. And part of it is we didn't have a lot of big explosive plays. We didn't have the 30, 40-yard plays, and so you're grinding, first downs and getting 2 or 3 time plays to get a first down, and so sometimes you want to have less plays and bigger shots, but when you do that, you have to be on point. When you have to run 109 plays or 31 first downs and you're getting it 4 or 5 yards at a clip, these guys got to be fresh and ready to go. You talk about decision fatigue. It's the same way with him. Our quarterbacks have to make a decision on just about every play. Some offenses just decision on the pass play. Us, there's decisions on run plays, whether I keep it, whether I toss it, whatever I do. So, our quarterbacks, for 109 plays, there's probably 95 of them he's making a decision on too, and I thought they did a really good job of that today.
Secondly, not only just the quarterbacks and how they were able to keep the flow going, how do you prepare this team? Goodness, you got 109 plays, doesn't seem like they were fatigued at all.
No, well, it all goes back to, as Ronnie said, the way we practice. I mean, our Tuesday, Wednesday practice is no joke. We don't go long, but when we go, we go. And there's no, even if I'm yelling, I tell them I might yell at you, but I ain't gonna yell at you for long because we got to run the next play. So I think they probably appreciate that when we go jet tempo, that coach is mad, but we're running the next play. So it's, I thought our O-line could, really establish themselves early, and they were feeling it. But, they're in great shape. Coach Trickett does a fabulous job with our O-line, their technique. So what happens, a lot of coaches don't want to go fast because they say it affects their technique and their fundamentals. And I understand why they do that. We think you can do both. I think you can play fast and play with great fundamentals, but it takes great coaching by the position coaches. It takes a commitment by the players.
All right, 2 here in the front. We'll wrap up in the back.
Mark Edwards, the Anniston Star. Zion, after 7 years of ups and downs, sometimes all on the same day, what do you want your legacy to be?
I feel like I just left it. That was my legacy, man. A bowl game, I came in not even knowing if I ever get a chance to play FBS ball. We was just going for a natty in the FCS, so this is my legacy.
Garrison, could you tell me what the hardest moment of the game was for you today, just when you were the most nervous? And then for Coach Rodriguez, could you just talk about this defense, where this ranks when you just sort of look back at defenses? I mean, I feel like this group's carried y'all to a lot of big moments all season.
Go ahead, Ray.
I feel like the hardest moment for me was my first extra point. I had never started in a college game until here, so once I got that out the way, I was cool and relaxed. But I think after that, just preparing myself for hey, you might have to go and kick this game winner. You got to lock in. I think just preparing myself might have been the most difficult part.
I thought our defense was awesome. If our defense didn't play as well as they did, the game could have got out of hand. So we had the turnovers, we were messing around on the offense. They absolutely not only kept us in the game, but they kept the momentum on our side, as strange as that sounds, when we were giving up some points. So our defensive staff does a phenomenal job. Our players, we missed a few guys today, guys with injuries, what have you, and our depth wasn't as good as it normally is, but they played really hard. We got some big plays when we needed it, and was absolutely the difference in today's game.
Could you talk about Larry?
Yeah, Larry's a great athlete. He probably could play, he does play several positions, and he plays on just about every special teams, and, he's continued what's neat about him and all of our guys, I think they continue to get better, not just every year, but every week, every month. And he's got a great future. He loves football, and all of our guys defensively have that hard edge, I believe. And I got to give them the credit, and our defensive staff.
Ron, as a homegrown guy, recruited to an FCS program, what does it mean to walk out of here as MVP of an FBS bowl?
It means a lot, just coming in, like you said, FCS, I never knew that this program would be going as big as it is right now. So, I just want to just keep going forward with this and just keep making more history.
Look, it's 20 media members, 10 cameras. That's a big deal to us.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.